Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten what you went in there for? That can be very alarming as you get older, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you or someone you love has Alzheimer's disease or related dementia. This week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the difference between Alzheimer's disease and forgetfulness. And be sure to stay tuned to the end to grab your free handout about the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's disease compared to the forgetfulness of normal aging. Also, I'd like to invite you to a new Facebook community that I'm starting. It's called This is Getting Old, Moving Towards an Age-Friendly World. And it's a place where I can connect with each of you on a little bit more personal level. Welcome back to This is Getting Old, Moving Towards an Age-Friendly World. I'm Dr. Melissa Batchelor, and I am a nurse practitioner, and I wear a lot of different hats in my work, including hosting this weekly podcast to bring you news and information on aging, caring for someone living with Alzheimer's disease, and a wide range of topics that I hope will help move us towards becoming an age-friendly world. Because when things are age-friendly, they're friendly for everyone. So if you like the podcast, the best way to help me grow and support the podcast is to like it, share it, and leave a review in whatever platform you've tuned in on today. Because no matter how old you are today, we are all aging, and these issues are going to become increasingly important. If you're a millennial, there are things that need to be in place when you reach the age of 65. So we have about 20 to 25 years to get these things in place to help you age with the support and choices that will help you, just like the people that are 65 today. Your likes, shares, and reviews help get the information out to help more people dealing with these issues. But right now, let's get going on this week's episode. So now let's dive into this week's episode where I'm talking about the difference between Alzheimer's disease and forgetfulness. So forgetfulness happens during those moments when you can't find your phone, or you forgot what you were going to say, or you can't remember where you put something. It's totally normal and it happens to everyone. Dementia, on the other hand, is a bigger deal. It's like a storm that doesn't go away. And that's because it affects how your brain works, and it makes it harder to remember things like your friends' names or where you live. It can also make you feel confused and change the way you act. So while forgetfulness is normal, if someone has a lot of trouble remembering things all the time, like where they live or who their family is, it might be something more serious like dementia. So let's talk about the differences. So what is forgetfulness? Forgetfulness is when you occasionally forget things, like where you put something or someone's name. It's just a little hiccup in your memory, and it's usually nothing much to worry about. And it happens to everyone sometimes, and it can be caused by stress, being tired, or trying to do too many things at one time. And forgetfulness by itself doesn't mean that someone has a serious illness like Alzheimer's. So some important things about forgetfulness include just sometimes forgetting things, but then you remember it later, you're able to recall it later. Maybe it only happens in certain situations, like if you are tired or hungry or you're in a new environment, but it doesn't get worse over time. And when you compare that to Alzheimer's disease or related dementia, people with this condition forget things, and they can't remember things they just learned. They can't remember names, or they don't recall events that might have just happened, the day before or even earlier in that day. They also have more problem with their thinking. And that's because as Alzheimer's goes on, they can have trouble making decisions, using language, or even solving problems. Also, you'll see changes in behavior. Alzheimer's disease can make people act differently. Maybe they're confused, or they get irritated with you more quickly or more frequently than usual, or they might begin to withdraw from family and friends just because they realize that they're having trouble with their memory, and they don't want other people to find out about that. Also, they might have problems doing things that they normally did. So as this disease gets worse, people might find it hard to do basic things like managing their money, planning a trip, doing laundry, and then very late in the disease, maybe even they will have trouble doing basic things like getting dressed, eating, or taking care of themselves. So the next time you forget where you put your shoes, you don't necessarily have to worry about that too much. But if you notice someone or yourself having a hard time remembering a lot of things a lot of the time, it's a good idea to talk to your provider and just make sure everything is okay. Because understanding the difference can help us to support you and those around us who might need a little bit of extra help. So to get your free download of the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's disease compared to normal forgetfulness and aging, you can go to my website at melissabphd.com/10 warning signs, and that's the number 10. So 10 warning signs. melissabphd.com/10 warning signs. And also don't forget that you can join my new community on Facebook, and it's called This Is Getting Old, Moving Towards an Age-Friendly World. And you can connect to that through my Facebook page, Melissa B. PhD. And I've started this group just so that I can connect with each of you on a little bit more personal and interactive way. So I do hope to see you there. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. You can check out other episodes on this platform or visit my website at melissabphd.com. Thanks to listeners like you, in the first 18 months of This Is Getting Old, we have reached a ranking of top 10% globally, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your support in making that happen. I'm also really excited to let you know that you can now work with me directly, either one-on-one or you can join one of the groups that I coach. Particularly if you're an adult child dealing with an aging parent or a caregiver trying to manage the complexities of someone living with Alzheimer's disease. In the show notes, you can also find information about how to reach out and contact me directly, and I hope to work with each of you very soon as we discover and share more ways to make the world more age-friendly for everyone. My website also has information about how to contact me for speaking engagements, or if you have someone you'd like to recommend as a show guest for This Is Getting Old. If you have a product or service in the aging space that you would like to advertise and or sponsor an episode, there's more information about that on my website. And you can also find books and courses I've developed and learn more about the products and services that I recommend. So don't forget, if you like the podcast, the best way to help me grow and support it is to like it, share it, and leave a review in whatever platform that you've tuned in on today. Your likes, shares, and reviews help increase my rating and my rankings, and also help other people find the podcast. I look forward to reading your reviews and hearing from you.